What's going on, guys? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Shit Show podcast. I am one half of your host, Paisan, and I am joined with...
Ellie. What's going on?
And we have a lot to talk about. A lot has happened since our last episode. Now, our last episode, we filmed it in full, and then it kind of like got cut out, and there's a lot of stories that people want to know about on Instagram that we're going to finish here today. We'll finish one story in particular, but we won't get into that. Right off the bat, first off, we'll talk about how have we been? We've done a lot of stuff since we shot our last episode.
I think it's actually been almost on the month since our last show. So the last show was on my birthday. So it's 2 days after. And yeah, we have, just to recap what we've done. First off, you've had a fight. Absolutely killed it. We're going to dive into that a little bit later. You had a fight. We went to Miami. We did shark diving. We had fun. Christmas. Wow.
Mike Tyson Christmas. God, sorry. Don't hurt me, Mike. I'm sorry.
Christmas with an Italian family. My God. That's an experience that I don't... that's an experience. We love it. Family's great.
Thanks.
Mafia, don't come after me, please. And then... What else did we do?
We saw Chicago.
We saw Chicago. We got bitched at by a lovely gentleman in front of us.
Yeah, we weren't even singing that loud either.
I know.
Were we?
He should have felt great because he had surround sound.
No.
He got the bonus ticket.
Somebody told me afterwards that that's an actual rule where you can't. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
Did she really?
Your sister.
Okay.
Like, you shouldn't sing. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm like, I thought I could,
show.
and I've been to a lot of them, and nobody's ever said anything to me.
I think he was just overwhelmed by the surround sound. It's as simple as that.
The beauty of your singing voice is what really did it for him.
Stop it. I know. Hide the glass.
No.
Anyways, what else did we do? We did the haunted house.
Oh, what is that guy's name? Zach Bagan?
Bragan?
Zach Bagan's haunted.
I'm not going to say
We have to talk about that.
Yeah, but I'm going to say his last name because you're going to make fun of me for it.
I don't care. I don't know his last name, but that was an experience for sure.
Yeah, we'll enter into that one. And that was just last weekend, so I think that was pretty much it. And yeah, I got back into training for the first time in 6 months.
Yeah, how are you feeling? How's
Sore.
your knee? Update the people who know you. How's your knee?
For the people who don't know me, I tore my ACL 6 months ago fighting on Karate Combat. It was lovely and embarrassing. I loved it. Great. But the knee's doing great. We are finally getting back into it. Clearly, I can bend it again. And we're just waiting for the final clearance. Unfortunately, the clearance was supposed to be, I think, on Wednesday. But because of the unfortunate events in California where my surgery was held, I think it's going to be postponed. So we'll have to wait on that one. Until then, private training. Yeah,
speaking of the wildfires, hearts go out to everybody who's struggling with that right now. The fires are absolutely insane. And, there's so many people losing their homes. I mean, Malibu's destroyed. Palisades is completely destroyed. So,
yeah, it's wild watching all of that.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are out to everybody who's struggling right now. That scene in California is pretty crazy,
Right.
Like I think somebody, I think it was Mike Malak posted it on Twitter. He was like, if the same fires happened in New York City, Manhattan, like it would be completely destroyed. That's how big the fires are.
Put it in perspective of like how much it's affecting.
Yeah, and it's insane. So,
and they say it's just going to keep going until the ocean, pretty much. And now San Diego's getting tsunami and earthquake.
San Diego got a tsunami warning, and then there was a building in Brooklyn that burned down.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there was a building.
And then we had the bombing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, outside of Trump Tower.
And also, where was the other one?
I don't remember where the other one. There was another one?
Before it.
Oh, I don't remember.
You're the one who told me about it. Anyways.
I told you about it. Probably. I tell you about a lot of things. But yeah, obviously there's a lot going on. Everything going on, but we just jumped around a bunch, and we tend to do that. But let's hone in on one thing. So what do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about your fight.
You want to talk about my fight?
Let's start at the beginning of everything.
Okay.
So we went to Miami, Fort Lauderdale?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
First off, Karate Combat, they absolutely kill at all of the locations that they go to. And this one here was at an
airport hangar, yeah. It was Patrick Bet-David's airport hangar.
And it was the coolest thing. So you've got this pit with no cages or anything. You can see right in it. You can see through it, everything. And then they've got the plane in the background with the lights on it. You've got a bunch of, exotic cars of whatever else. I don't even know what cars they were. Fancy. And then so you have this plane, you have all these cars, and then you have people just slaughtering each other inside this pit. It was insane. Not to mention, was one who did the slaughtering.
I'll take it.
So, yeah, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Well, I couldn't have done it without you, obviously. Well, no, seriously, you were my main coach through everything. We have 2 months.
I think it was like a month and a half.
A month and a half, and I missed a couple weeks. I was sick the week before, and then I was
glass
sick.
in your foot.
I glass in my foot. I was sick for 2 weeks during my camp. I was in bed. I didn't do anything for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then I was sick the entire fight week, which was insane. But yeah, it was a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Don't look like it was a lot of. It had nothing to do with him,
though. Girls complain about the back and forth.
Oh,
I'm sorry for women.
Oh, stop.
I just had to sit there and go, this is what it feels like.
And
okay, I support it.
You know what's funny is that like the fight week, it had nothing to do with him. Like I was never gonna pull out because I was afraid to fight him. It was just I was so sick that I didn't think that I would have enough to give to put on enough of a performance to win.
You almost didn't because you were still that sick.
Yeah,
like
I
you
almost didn't show up.
You were so sick that we were walking down the street and you were coughing to the point of nearly passing out.
Yes. Yeah, it was really bad. I remember we were just driving to check into the hotel. I didn't even know if I was going to weigh in or not. I was just like, let's just go to the hotel. Like, let's just check in. Let's see how I feel. And then I got a call from Dabatola. Shout out Dabatola. And he goes, where are you? The weigh-ins are happening. I'm like, what are you talking about, the weigh-ins? I have like another 3 hours before I have to weigh in. Like, I don't have to. He's like, no, you got to come right now. We're doing them early. So I looked over at you and I go, they're weighing in right now. And you were like, so are we doing this?
Let's go.
I was like, yep, let's go. So we went in, we weighed in, and then I saw him. And then when I saw him, I pretty much knew I was going to win, as cocky as that sounds.
Well, you also, the night before your fight.
Oh, that was pre-fight nerves, though. That was just.
It was.
I was more nervous about everything else.
You had a lot of pressure. You had your family there.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm very grateful that all of my fights, I've never had my family there. So for me, I'm like, woohoo, let's do me.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about any pressure because no one's ever around.
And
it's great.
No, I know. And don't get me wrong. Like I was super happy they were there, obviously, but it is an added pressure. Like my first fight, I fought a smoker in the middle of Arizona. I mean, people cared, like whatever, but it wasn't like on a stage like this.
No, it's different.
It's so
it's
different.
Way different.
The stage was way bigger. The stakes were so much more. Like people,
especially because you're coming from like a year ago.
Yeah.
To someone who was like, no offense, he said this first, an overweight nerd. He says it way more.
I do. No, I'm very critical of myself.
And now you have gotten into fitness, and you were learning an art form, and you've moved into the side of fighting, and you're now being able to prove it. So it's not just like someone's getting in there like, oh, I'm a fighter. No, we've watched the progress from a year ago into where you are now, your hard work from where you weren't a fighter, you didn't know what you're doing, all of that. And it's just your perseverance and your work ethic has gotten you to where you are now as a content creator, as a fighter. You're now working for V-Chain, part of the UFC. Like, everything.
Shut up, V-Chain. Sorry.
Everything you've been working towards, it was so much more than getting in there and kicking ass. It was, look at everything you've worked towards last year.
Yeah.
It was really cool to watch.
Thank you. That was very nice of you.
We have moments.
Wait, you do have your moments. Thank you. It was true that we talked about it on the last episode. That short did very well. I wasn't battling him, I was battling me. It was the whole
That was what I told
time.
you at the very
You told me
beginning
at the
of the
very beginning, and it's so true. I still say it's so true. Even going through it again, I fought on the big stage, I did the thing, whatever, it was awesome. But it really was just a battle against myself. Like the mental preparation that I had to do to even get in the right mind frame to step
Just
in
getting
there.
in there is the hardest thing.
It's the hardest part.
Because adrenaline takes over the rest.
I didn't even remember the fight.
That's it. Yeah.
All I remember up until like live, my vision memory is me just hammer fisting him to the side, the ref pulling me off and me coming over to hug you guys. That's the only thing I remember. They were showing me, I came back, we showered, right? I won I puked aggressively, giving everybody hugs. The adrenaline
A little bit,
dump.
yeah.
The adrenaline dump was insane. But I remember, just going back, getting changed, coming back, and then them being like, "Oh, like I have these shots of you. Like, look at this. Look what you did." And the first one, Harley
Yes.
showed me the first one. It was when he threw a jab and I slipped to the inside at the start of the second round.
I remember drilling and drilling.
And I caught him.
Drilling that.
I know, slipping to the
Like,
inside
move your
instead
foot
of the out.
from head. You did it, and I was like,
And I did it.
moved
I moved it. I did. I moved it, and I caught him. Bing, started the second round. Caught him, dropped him, and I literally I went, "Oh, when did I do that?" Like seriously, like it really is like that. Like it's all happens in a blur. It just goes right by.
It was so cool watching as a coach because I've never been a coach. I've always been a fighter, and I will still say to this day, I am not a coach. I am a fighter who happened to show you what I knew, right? I had to learn pads. I didn't know how to hold pads before that, but I just went, here's the skill set that I have. Let me share it with you. And when you did, you caught the leg, brought it across your body. You didn't do it right, but you did it. Doesn't matter. You attempted it.
I still tried.
Because that's the only thing I do to you, and I get you every single time. And you did it, and I went, you learned shit. This one's from me, no one else.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So
I did.
cool.
You say that. I
It was
did.
so cool.
You've said that to me before, but that wasn't the only move of yours that I did.
Yeah, but the other ones are like, the slip, planche. But yeah, I worked that with you, but you could have learned that from someone else. I know you didn't learn that. From someone else.
No, I know.
That's my
Nobody taught. Yeah, nobody else taught.
You did it. I was like,
But I will, and I really, you changed. Where you have to get your credit is that you completely changed how I thought about fighting, because I went from one style to something else that was completely different, and it took that
your style or your thought going in? Is there a
both.
difference?
Both.
Oh.
I think both changed.
I
think my
agree, but I wouldn't say that all of it was because of me.
I would say you were a massive reason.
Oh, thanks.
The massive
Trial
reason.
and error.
The biggest.
Times of fighting.
The biggest outbreak that I had during that was you and I were sparring and you were kicking my ass.
Oh, Sean put you in your place.
Yeah, but still, it was like that was a wake up call. But you were just beating me and you should be beating me every day. You were beating me all the time, and I was like, what the? And he's like, I remember Sean watching. You kicked me really hard.
Sean
And then
Strickland.
Sean Strickland, he comes out of nowhere and he goes, "You're letting her beat you up. She
Don't
has
let
ovary.
her
Don't let a woman with ovaries beat you up. You stand there, hit her back." I'm like, yo. I'm
And
like,
then
I can't.
He gets in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, kick me. I was like, I don't want to kick you. You're like 5 times the size of me. You're gonna flick me and I'm gonna go flying. I don't want to piss you off, dude. And so I kicked him a few times. I was like, all right, you can leave now. Before I die.
And then ever since then, I would just start standing there and she would kick me or she would hit me and I'd just stand there and I'm going to hit you back. And ever since then, I
You
just
gave me a
started
good bloody
coming
nose the one
forward.
time.
Yeah, but you weren't in the right mind frame for that one. I don't claim victory on that one.
Good.
I will beat you, but it's going to
Sure,
come
but
clean.
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That one,
don't claim
feel
victory
like-
ever, because I know what you felt like a month out of my fight when I was like not
Yeah.
there, and I was like, you
I
can't.
feel like a toddler could have given me a bloody nose that day. I was like, oh, you
and
hit
that's
me,
no
sure.
disrespect to me. I can obviously
You
throw a
are,
punch,
but yeah.
you weren't. I could see that you
Even
weren't
Sean was
there.
like, get in there. I was like, not
Nah.
today. Mm-mm. And then finally you were like, all right, I have no one else. I was like, maybe today. Fuck.
No, but that was the day. It was you and him, and he said that, and then ever since I was sparring harder, I was taking punches to the face, I was doing all that, but
Your speed.
my speed happened because you're fast.
Yeah.
My speed, it
I'm
was
like-
drilling with you. That
I'm
was the speed.
unusually fast.
I saw
And you-
everything. I saw everything he
slow
threw. I saw it was in slow motion.
Yeah.
Everything I saw him throw was in slow motion. I got a little sloppy because I was obviously exhausted because I was sick. It was my flu game.
Yeah.
I was sick. But I was obviously getting sloppy. But everything he threw, I saw coming from a mile away. Everything, every twitch. I was watching his shoulders. He had me with one good leg kick that I didn't see, and I think it happened at the start of the fight. But then after that, he just kept throwing that same leg kick, and I just kept stepping over, throwing the right hand.
I mean, not to mention, your second coach, Juan from
Yeah.
Extreme Couture, shout out.
Shout out Juan.
Shout out both of them.
Juan, Jordan, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Juan was there and he was calling them and you were hearing them somehow. And every call you did and they landed.
Yeah, there's
Wild
videos.
watch.
There's literally videos of him saying it and me just doing it, and I will tell it. it wasn't like I was listening to him, obviously. I heard him, but it was more like, it wasn't like I heard him from the crowd. It was like he was a speaker in my head.
Yeah.
You know, it was like so weird. It was just like I heard it and I was like, okay, bing, bing, it worked. I was like, huh, obviously this man went to the UFC. He knows what he's talking about.
Seriously.
So, you know, so yeah, the fight was fun. I think we had a good time. After that, we celebrated and took you shark diving for Christmas.
Oh my gosh, that was the coolest Christmas birthday present ever.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's
Christmas/birthday present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a difficult one because I've done almost every adrenaline junkie thing that you can think of. I remember telling him way back when I first moved to America, say way back, 6 months ago. I remember saying like one of the things I really wanted to do was shark diving. Oddly enough, is one of the things I've never done. And then we went right after. So this kid knocked the bitch out and then dives in the water with sharks and then has one come right up to his face.
That was not fun, dude.
It was hilarious. Oh my God.
It was hilarious for you, but not for me.
It was so, we got to find this photo because if you can imagine, here's me flirting with death on
I think it's on your Instagram.
Oh, it's
Is
fantastic.
it? Yeah.
Whatever it is, we need to find this.
Yeah.
And then I just see him. I'm like looking at the shark and I see him just staring at me like,
I was so pissed.
I used to be an accountant a year ago, and here I am. And it was just like the disappointing.
Listen, but I wanted to go in the cage. I was going to I paid for you to free dive. Shut up. I paid for you to free dive. And I was going to go in the cage. Well, it turns out that the water was too rough and the girl
up against the boat.
Yeah, and it would have been way worse. Oops. And the girl was like, well, you can still go in, but you're going to have to free dive. You're going to have to hold on. And I looked at her and I was like, some reason I just knew that she was going to hit me with this news today and I was going to have to go. I looked at the water. They start chumming the water. You know, the sharks start coming around. I was so scared.
But
who got in first?
He's like,
I got in
go
first.
ahead. I'm over here, the adrenaline junkie going, okay.
I went in first.
First.
I was just ballsy that weekend. I was just ballsy.
You
I
had
was
the adrenaline still going through.
I did. Honestly, I had a lot of adrenaline.
So now we're going great white shark. Great
white shark. We're going to go in the summertime. We're going to go great white.
Yeah.
Great white shark diving. So if any great white shark diving companies see this and want to sponsor our trip, in the meantime, we'll record it and put it out. But yeah, we want to go great white shark diving in the summertime. It's just Ellie's done a lot of things and I have not done as many things. So it's hard finding things that she's never done to go and do out in the world.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be fun throughout these shows. It's going to be like little sprinkles. And most people, he's going to be super chill with them because I've told him all of these things. And people are going to be like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. So, brace.
Yeah, brace for impact. But yeah, so now that, we went shark diving, we did all that. We were going to do the great white shark diving.
Absolutely.
We're going to do something tomorrow, and I was going to keep it a secret, but I guess since we're on the extreme path, I guess I'll tell you. We're going to go bungee jumping tomorrow.
Is it going to be the one where we wrap up and you jump with me?
I'm not jumping with you.
No, we'll wrap up together.
No, you will jump by yourself, and I will be at the bar watching you.
No.
Yep. Yeah,
Come
100%.
on.
Yep. I'm not doing it, bro.
Come on.
No, absolutely not.
Come on.
No, I'm not bungee jumping. No. There is no way you can get me to do that. Skydiving, maybe. Like, if you...
What is the difference?
Maybe.
Oh, there's a big difference. I heard it when I said
big
it.
difference.
I heard it when I said it.
And even skydiving for me is still a no. Even skydiving...
Bungee jumping is way better.
Says who?
Me.
No,
right
this is a guy that doesn't... I don't even ride roller coasters.
Honestly, I question if I want to ride roller coasters.
Yeah, but you're not scared...
There was something that's like last week in California.
Yes, but
California is really not doing hot.
Not at all. But...
Sorry.
Oh, God.
Anyways... Cut that out.
Yeah, we'll have to cut that out. But anyway.
Sorry.
What were we talking about? Roller coasters. You don't like roller coasters for different reasons because you think they're unsafe. I don't like roller coasters because of the way it makes my balls feel in my stomach. Right, fellas? Hello? The ball feeling in your stomach when you go down rapidly, you get that. You don't like that? That's not nice.
Yeah, no, I went skydiving before.
Yeah. You went skydiving before?
Yeah, and it definitely gives you that ball drop feeling for sure.
I don't like that.
What about bungee jumping?
I never done it. I would do it, but I've never done it.
Roller coaster, bungee jumping, or skydiving?
I mean, I love roller coasters.
I don't like heights.
I don't
I
either.
don't like heights, so for me, it's
That's why. Would you rather swim with sharks or go bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping.
I'd swim with sharks.
Bungee jump, swim with sharks. See, I don't like heights. I don't like
You
the
do
way my
tomorrow.
balls shrivel.
And then,
bungee
give
jumping.
me a
Go
shark.
bungee
I don't know.
Hell no, but you see, it's
But
just a heights
there's
thing
some
for
where
people,
they like
though.
wrap your feet up. So I did this with one of my best friends from England, and they wrap our ankles together, and we have to hold on, and then you just kind of yeet. Yeah.
My brother in Christ, that's not happening for me. It's not a thing.
What
I'm
if
not
they
doing it.
blindfold you?
If blindfold me, I'll know the elevation, the altitude. I'll feel it. I will feel it. It's not happening. But I was gonna.
But it's so scenic.
I'm not gonna close my eyes the whole time. There's nothing scenic about it. I'm
Then
not
open
gonna
your eyes
look.
while you drop.
I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't do heights. I don't like that.
Okay, but you said it was like a multi thing. So which
Yeah,
one
there's
do you
like
think
there's
is-
like other things.
That's so cool. I'm so excited.
You know, there's like a bar.
Oh, we
That'll
like
be
bars.
mostly for me.
So we'll hit the
While
bar
you do,
first
like,
while I
everything else.
convince you into.
No.
Is that the one thing you were like, oh, you can convince me into what? Was it the bar that I could convince you into?
No.
Okay.
No, you were on the right track with that the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But no, there's like other things that are around there to do too. Like they have glass and you could like look down, whatever.
Is
Like
this the one?
I'll do that.
It's got like 5 different rides.
It's yeah, there's a roller coaster on top.
Is the roller coaster the one that it shoots up off the edge
No.
of the thing and then comes back?
No, it's
Oh.
like a real roller coaster. It goes down.
Cool.
Yeah. But you'll have fun and I'll get intoxicated and it'll be a great time.
We can both get intoxicated and both have great times.
Sure.
On said roller coaster.
Sure. If you would have never, we totally would not have went if you wouldn't have reminded me in the car that you want to do something this weekend? I'm like, no, not really. I'm kind of tired. We're going to like 3 countries.
I low-key kind of did a
In the
girl
next
thing
month.
too, where I remembered, but
Boys, you see that shit? That's manipulating.
no, that's trickery.
That's, so I told her last week. I said I planned something for us to do. I said you're gonna do it and I'm gonna watch. Right. And then she asked me in the car as we're driving over here, and I'm just thinking about what we're gonna talk about and all this shit. And I haven't said anything about it because we're doing a million different things. And then she was like, "Oh, do you want to do something this weekend?" And I was like, "No, not really. Like, I kind of just want to chill out and hang out because we're going to Saudi Arabia, we're going to Miami, we're going to Australia, we're going to Mexico." So I'm like, "No, like, let's just not do anything." And then I remembered, oh shit, I planned that. I completely forgot that I did that thing. And then you did the girl thing where she's like,
I
"Oh,
admit that it was the girl thing.
okay, so you got me."
I
That's
fully
fucked
admit.
up. I don't know how I feel about that, fellas.
Oh, shut up. There's a bunch
I
of
don't know.
men thing that you boys do to us all the
I
time.
do nothing.
I'm just saying men.
I do no men things. Well, pause. Shut the fuck
We know.
Shut the fuck up. But anyway, so yeah, you'll have fun doing that.
Okay.
And then do you want to talk about the haunted house really quick? Since we're on
Yes,
the topic
weekend topic.
since we're on the weekend
Here.
and talking about extreme things. So Ellie wanted to do this thing in Vegas. What is Zach Bagan?
Yeah.
Is it Bagan or
Bagan.
Don't Canada this
I
last
can't. That's why I'm not saying
Do
it.
not Canuck this last
I'm
name.
trying not
It's
to.
not Bagan, it's Bagan. If it's B-A-G,
Bagan.
it's not there it is.
Zach Bagan.
Sure.
Right. This is gonna be the only time I say it. Anyways, yes, we went there.
Sure. We went there and he's got a bunch of haunted things about. And
Like Annabelle the doll.
Yeah.
And all of these. Anyways,
Yeah.
I've been before. I've been a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Things changed.
So there were different exhibits.
Yeah, you remember the one where I told you that it was like a little girl whispering in that like little it
Yeah.
was the circus one?
You think that was real?
I
The things
question-
talking to back to you. Like I just feel like anybody could sit at a walkie-talkie
See,
from a green room and
this
shout
is-
shit.
That's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was thinking. But like some of it, you know, I don't know because I agree like that Peggy the doll. So they have this
That scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie
I
to
was
you.
actually-
She did not like you though. She was not a fan of you.
Is there wood in here? Is this wood?
Don't
Yeah.
but
Hang
just
on,
that
talk on
she
that.
was not a fan of you. I don't want to talk ill of Peggy. I'm not. She's a
Fantastic, lovely.
Yeah.
Anyways, this doll's haunted. And she's got a room of her own. And you go in and you have to first say, "Hello, Peggy." And then respectfully, you have to say goodbye, Peggy, when you leave the room so she doesn't get connected to you. And this doll talks to you, but it sounds like a radio. like the 1980s, 1970s radio.
Yeah.
Nice and staticky and everything. Anyways, I go in and my curious dumbass goes, I told him, don't stare at her in the eyes. I didn't tell you this. I stared right in her eyes.
You
I
did?
made direct eye contact.
You're an
I was
ass.
like-
Why do you lie to me? You're an ass.
I didn't lie. I told
You lied.
I didn't tell you that I didn't do it. I just told you not to do it. I said,
did not
don't
even
do
look.
it. And then I was like, Check it.
I walked into the room, head down. I went, hi, Peggy. And then I heard the crash went, and then I went, bye, Peggy. And I walked. I did not look. I don't even know to this day what the fucking doll looks like. We paid for these tickets.
Yeah.
We paid for all these tickets. I don't know what the doll looks like.
we walked
I
in.
couldn't tell you.
And I just went, all right, curiosity, balls of steel, let's go. Up and down her all the way. I looked at the dolls around. I went, all right, cool. I think I'm flirting with death a little bit too much on this one. Bye, Peggy. Walked out. Felt a little bit uncomfortable because I was like, don't like being haunted. That's not a thing for me. And then, the woman, the person who was taking us,
The tour guide.
the tour guide,
Yeah.
was standing in the doorway and she's like, oh, does anybody have any questions? Me, with my little fish brain, was like, what's it like being dead? And as one does, I guess. And so she asks the doll, what's it like? And the doll was like, what? And then and I'm standing on so the door is here, Peggy's back here, I'm standing on the side. It's like this, like looking like I want to be there, but I don't want to be there. Like, what if it like jumps out? I don't know. But then the doll's like, why don't you ask me, chicken? I was like, yo, okay.
It got real.
And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to back out of this nice and slowly. I'm going to step away from the door. Then Peggy didn't have enough of me. She turns around. Hopefully didn't turn around. Terrifying. She goes, I don't like the person in the blue shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, there's red lights everywhere. Blue shirt and a red light does not look blue. How she knew I was wearing it, I don't know. But my soul, that ball dropping feeling, I got it.
That's what it happened for you.
I felt it. I was like, cool. I'm good. I'm back out of here.
She was to put it into perspective, there's like a doorway and I'm standing in front of her. Her back is to the door. And I hear the doll say to the tour guide, the one in the blue shirt, and then she just ran right past me. She's like, nope, I'm good. And then she just ran right past me, past her. I was like, that's what you get.
But I low-key still think it was kind of someone, it could have been.
It could be. Listen, more than likely. Do you guys believe in that stuff? This is Zach. Do you know this house?
If you believe in ghosts, then ghosts will haunt you. But if you don't believe in ghosts, then ghosts will leave you alone.
So it's all mental. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
What do you have to say about that?
Pause on that one.
Go ahead.
What I was saying with my house in Thailand.
Oh, you lived in a haunted house. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I had
Go
this
ahead.
house in Thailand where it was brand new, freshly built. No one's ever lived there before. And for some reason, the owner left these two little figurine houses in them, like diagrams of things. I don't know. It was all built out of clay. They're like this big, kind of a room. One was like totally normal. The other one had like the pot and the star on the ground, people tied up to poles and children being, crucified and this whole, but it was all in Thai writing. And so I was like, yo, what is going on? So I sent it over to my best friend who's part Thai. She translates it. Apparently this thing is like witchcraft. I'm like, cool, just leave this in a brand new home. That's awesome. It was really cool, to be honest. But anyways, I have a photo, we can probably put it up here somewhere. And so then when I went from Bangkok to Chiang Mai and we visited just to kind of check out the house. And I called my mom and I was on FaceTime. And my mom is sitting there. I was like, oh, this is the house that we might be getting. Check it out, showing her. And her face turns white as a ghost. And I was like, what just happened? She's like, did you hear that? And I'm like, no, no. And she's like, it was this sound, like the most demonic sound that I can't even, she's like, I can't even try to copy it. But if I were, it was like, something like that. And I was like, oh, my phone probably just cut out. It's fine, whatever. And I just brushed it past. Anyways, we asked the homeowners, we were like, oh, it's a haunted, no harm asking. no, we just built it. It's fine. It's on fresh ground, whatever. Because Thais are they do believe in spirits. They believe in reincarnation and everything else. So I don't think telling people that a house is haunted is as legally binding as it is in America, by the sounds of it.
Sure. I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard.
Is that a thing? Is that the thing in real estate in America where they have to tell you if somebody's been murdered
I
at a
think
house?
that's what I'm thinking.
Right? But not if it's haunted?
Yeah, if someone's been murdered in the house, they got to tell you.
They have to
Do
tell
they?
you.
I don't know. I feel like
Sure.
you think there's like a law for that.
Is there, I think, is there a law for that?
I don't think they can
there
hide
is.
it. I think if you ask, they can't hide it. Like if you're
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think that's true. But if you're buying an old ass house anyway, like right, let's just say you're living up in Boston in like Salem or something. If you're buying an old ass house in like Salem and Boston, I want to know. There's been some shit that's happened there. You know, witches and
all of that.
I'm just going to assume there's some type of witchcraft going on.
Yeah.
I would want to know personally.
Yeah. No, same.
Know.
I would have loved to know beforehand.
Right.
Because afterwards, some creepy shit happened. And we get this house. And there's been times where I was calling my mom and, you know, my ex at the time, he'd be back in Bangkok and she's like, oh, is he home? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, so who's there? And I'm like, no one. What are you talking about? She's like, oh, someone walked past you. Someone's walked. No, it's cool. As I like go back in my room, grab the dogs. All right. 2 golden retrievers. Not the most, terrifying dogs. And then my ex does this like, I think Reiki, whatever, like spirit
like a
reading.
Spirit
yeah, where
service?
they feel the energy and everything.
Uh-huh.
And so we go and we're like, oh, we've had some weird stuff happen in the house. We don't know what's going on. And she's like, so I'm going to go and do this on him. I prefer you be in a different room so the energies don't mesh. But we might be waking up some stuff and just let me know if anything happens. I'm like, okay, cool. So I take the dogs, go into the room. And all of a sudden, we have this curtain. And my dog just starts staring at the curtain. Hair on his back just starts barking and barking. The other dog's on top of me, staring at the same location, freaking out. And I recorded it. I sent it to her. I was like, whatever you guys are doing, stop. Because this is nuts. I didn't believe in ghosts at this point. What's wrong? I was like, I don't know what all that stuff happened in that house was. So anyways, I show her the video. I'm like, look at what happened when you guys were doing this. She goes, okay, calm, cool, and collected. Don't know how. She looks at the windows and she's like, does anything happen? And we're like, oh, well, the dogs will stare at the windows because we had, our room had 3 windows and then a wall. Right. So that was like how our room was built out. And I was like, sometimes they would just stare at the window and they'll just bark at something like it's right in front of them. Or sometimes they'll go at the yard and they'll just stare at something like it's right there. And they'll just bark and bark and bark, but at one same thing. And she's like, okay, well, I just recommend that when you sleep, you maybe just close the blinds. And I'm like, why? She's like, well, it's not trying to freak you out or anything, but like there are some spirits here and they're just a little bit curious as to what you guys are doing. And I was like, well, what is closing the curtains going to do? They're spirits. They just walk right in. She's like, no, she's like, just close the curtains. We find out maybe like a couple weeks later, there's an active crematorium as our neighbor.
Oh, well, there you go.
I thought it was, I didn't know what I thought it was. Maybe I'm like,
so you lived next to an active burial ground, basically.
yes.
And you were just having the spirits come in and out rotation circuit-wise.
Could have been the same ones. We don't know. I don't know.
It could have been the same
We saw
one.
the smoke and everything all the time. We were just like, okay,
man.
fine.
Well, how long did it take you to realize that you were living next to one?
Maybe 6 months.
How long?
6 months, maybe.
6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because in Thailand, they look much, I don't even know what they look like here. But in Thailand,
I don't know. I've never seen one in person.
We just thought it was kind of like a temple because it was like gold. All the temples are like gold and white and everything. And it was gold on the bottom, white, gold on the top. Because usually a crematorium is kind of nearby a temple because you would do the ceremony there and then you would cremate the body. And then that's how the Thai burials usually go. So we're just like, okay, it's a temple. Don't think anything of it. We just never questioned it. We moved into a new house after because I was like, I'm not living in a freaking haunted house. Got the new house. walked down the street after we had already signed the papers, and guess what was there?
The crematorium.
Another crematorium.
Oh, so you
We
lived
moved
in
on the
between-
other side of town. We moved 40 minutes on the other side of town. Motherfucking another crematorium. And I was like, you know what? At this point, let's just get friendly. You just
That's
gotta,
crazy.
you lean into it.
That's
So.
I didn't know. So do most Thai people? That's what they opt for is cremation.
Yeah.
They don't do burials and stuff like we do here.
No,
No.
the religion is completely different.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then your odds probably. Well, I guess your odds of living near a burial ground here, everybody gets put in the ground. So I guess it's the same as a crematorium.
I guess so, yeah.
You would think, right? I mean, because there's so many. This is such a morbid topic, but Jesus. But yeah, I would think so. It's kind of similar.
I would say so.
Yeah, but anyway, let's get off that morbid
Yeah,
topic.
anyway.
We met Kamaru Usman too.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we met Kamaru Usman. I forgot that we did that, but that's the funny segue. We filmed a video with Kamaru Usman in Tampa Bay for UFC Tampa, promoting one of V-Chain's apps. I think we promoted Mugshot. Yeah, you take a picture of your coffee mug every morning, and then after you take your picture of your coffee mug, you get rewarded with V-Better DAO tokens for
reusing
reusables.
cups.
Yeah, for reusable cups, glass mugs, all that. It's
Trying to avoid waste and trying to help the planet.
Yeah, but it was crazy because being in the gym with Sean and meeting Kamaru Usman, Sean's a lot taller than Kamaru Usman is. He's a lot
Kamaru's like a normal sized human.
Yeah, like height wise.
Sean, I don't know where he was bred, but it's.
I think literally Corona, California.
Do they?
Is that right?
Do they
I
usually
don't
grow
know.
that large?
I don't know. Apparently, I mean, I'm from Jersey. They don't make them that big. Pause. But you know, we just have a lot of personality, but we're like average height. You know, but the West Coast, it seems like they just have all the big boys. Personalities are kind of lacking, just a tad bit.
Yeah, California hasn't done too hot for the personalities.
No, that's like the dating
Sorry,
scene in
guys.
Vegas. No, the dating scene here is horrendous. It's horrible. It's not good.
I am shocked.
You're shocked. I'm not.
But okay, here's the thing. So I'm Canadian. I've been living in Asia for like 7 years, and I've been outside of Canada for 10 years. So when you think about America, you just think like, hey, you guys have a lot of attractive people because you watch them in movies. You just kind of think that's everyone for some reason. And then I would think that Vegas, this is where all the money is. If you're hot, you go to Vegas. That's where you make all the money. It was just my logic to it.
I guess.
Just like,
it's
hey,
just such funny logic.
I just like when you're here, you've got a bunch of rich people. And if you're hot, you can become more rich by being hot. I don't know.
Oh, is that how that works? I didn't know that's how the math.
That's how my math is mathing today.
Sure, go ahead.
So
I will say there's a lot of hot ladies, and I think it's disproportional. I think there's a lot of hot
I
ladies
like the
in
fellas
Vegas.
are getting involved. Listen,
But
How long
when
have
it
you
comes
guys
to, there's
been
a
here,
lot
though?
of all that ain't all that though.
no,
I
no,
second
you're
that.
absolutely right. You're
Yep,
absolutely right.
correct.
But so how long have you guys been living here?
Oh man, I've been here for 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
What would you rate the dating scene on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh man, it's atrocious. 1.5.
It's really bad. It's
Wow.
really bad.
reason
And I'll
being,
tell you-
why?
I'll give you my reason first. It's either I'm 27 years old, okay? And I'm either getting a 27-year-old with 2 kids or I'm getting a 37-year-old with 3 kids. Either way, someone has kids. And I'm having a hard time, or they're like 22 and I don't want anything to do with that. I'm too old. I can't handle that's too much. So that's the problem I run into here.
Yeah, I think if you're over the age of 30, it's it ain't looking good for the ladies. I think the guys kind of find themselves a little later, you know. But yeah, the ladies after 30 in Vegas are pretty. They got some trauma.
Yeah.
I
They're
know,
here
I feel-
for a reason.
Yeah, I feel like if you do meet a lady like in the Midwest, she's 30, you know, probably got a thing going on, you know. But here in Vegas, if you made it that far without settling down, it's
I don't know, man. I'm born and raised here. I found my wife here. Been together
Oh,
for like
that's
7
so
years.
adorable.
Found her
now.
young, didn't you?
I was 24.
Yeah, get him
Okay.
young.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been
We're
divorced.
like
Yeah,
I've
two
that's
been
weeks
divorced
That's
twice.
nice.
Married
you
in
and your love
Vegas.
story over there.
Married in Vegas
You're talking
twice.
to two hurt people over here. We don't care. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Two
kidding.
people freshly
It's
out of
beautiful.
relationships.
It's
Fuck
beautiful.
people.
I'm kidding. It's beautiful.
Love.
I wish I was half as happy as you are.
Yeah, he's sunshine and rainbows.
I
got two
I had to
divorces
go
under
get
my
hit in
belt.
the face
so.
to get happy. He's all sunshine and rainbows. I'm sitting here, fucking life sucks. Mango the bear. There's one girl I met on Tinder, and she had one bear tattoo. And she had
This
one
is the
bear
most
tattoo.
interesting person he's met yet.
One bear tattoo, and I said, like, what's the story like with your solo bear tattoo on your arm? It was just like a bear portrait. And she's like, oh, like I'm from Nebraska or something. I had this bear in the woods and I named him Mango and I got him tattooed on my shoulder. I was like, oh, that's dope. So you had like this sick bear encounter, like your pet bear, like Mango. She was like, no, I just saw this bear one time in the distance and I was like, that's a cool bear. I'm going to name him Mango. And she got it tattooed on her arm. I was like, well, that story sucks. Like, that's not fun. Like, what? Anyway, I deleted the app right after that.
You don't have
I
it
don't
now?
know.
You gave up. You
Yeah.
gave it one Mango the bear and you gave up.
I'm done. I find no disrespect. None of you interest me. As of
we
right
do
now.
suck.
I feel like Tinder's just a STD catalog.
Wow.
That's
That's
gonna
fair.
be a new
That's a
thing.
new thing.
I like that.
That's beautiful. Somebody should
It's
put that
an
on a fucking
STD
t-shirt.
catalog.
They
Like
should
you
put it
just
on
scroll
Tinder.
through and you're swiping STDs.
That was very good.
That was accurate.
Tinder is
Right.
the STD.
We played a game. So there's this
Oh,
this
yeah,
game
go
that
ahead.
we have, and it's like Cards Against Humanity. And so just like it, like you've got 5 cards, I've got 5 cards, and then there's like a playing card that you have to give the best answer on. But the playing card is a text message. For example, sorry, I was a little bit drunk last night. What did you think? And then we've got to reply. And then, I'd put down a card. Uncle, I was told not to talk to you anymore. Like something like
Some
that,
weird
right?
shit. Yeah.
And so I was like, what'd be interesting? Let's go on Tinder. Guys, if you're here, you've seen me on Tinder, don't get excited. I'm probably going to fuck with you. So anyways, we go on Tinder because of this game.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
I hope, just not to put a plug in this, I hope somebody goes and creates like 40 profiles of you and just starts doing the same thing on Tinder.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I
Go
would-
ahead.
Please give me the information.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me talk to these random people and play these cards where like I would pull out a random card. Actually, you help me. You help me choose ones that would like fit this situation.
Mhm.
And the guy would be like, I think my favorite one, the guy would be like, hey, how are you? Do you want to meet up? And I'd be like, one of the cards was, can I sleep over tonight? My cat is mad at me. The guy's like, sure, no problem. Men, when you complain about girls being crazy, you let us be crazy because you accept this shit. All right. So then I'm like, yeah, my cat's mad at me. And he's like, no problem. Come over. You pull out another card. Just a heads up, I sleep with my eyes open. I send that to him. That's no problem. We can work around it. And then you wonder why you get crazy girls because you accept these responses.
Well, the
okay?
thing is, she was like, oh, because we were drunk, and then she was like, do you think there's no way these guys will actually
I can't believe how
respond
stupid men are.
to these prompts? And I was like,
Sorry.
I am telling you right now, you will get a response from every single guy
And I did.
from these ridiculous prompts because this is what they want. They want these crazy, ridiculous things, and every single one responded.
You guys can't complain about crazy girls anymore. If I did feel bad for you, men, at one point, but now that I know that you're totally okay with all like the things I was saying, you guys are like, sure, come over. It's totally fine. We can work around. No, you deserve the crazy bitches.
So speaking of crazy bitches,
Uh-oh.
one sitting to my left. So since we're on the topic of dating and all of this, we actually had a story that went pretty viral on Instagram. As of last
Whoa,
week,
what-
I think it
what is
just
that?
hit 1.3 million
Did you
views
check?
on our Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like our top performing video right now, and the people are like very curious, Ellie. They really want to know. So if you want to go back ahead and look, it was basically Ellie got picked up at a bar and she stumbled back with this gentleman, and there was already a girl in the bed. So he didn't realize he was so fucked up he forgot that he went to the club. So the people want to know, Ellie, what ended up happening.
So first off, I'm so glad that my host stories from when I was younger, can I point out?
Everybody was calling you a gardening tool.
Everyone thinks, listen, okay, I want to put this out now. We all, men and women, we all have our hoe days, and either you're in it now, you're in denial, or you haven't had it yet. Fight me on that one.
Mexico, right after my ex left me.
Everyone has their time.
Yeah.
All right, mine was, early 20s. We've got some time to mature and
You don't need to explain yourself, Queen. What happened?
Thank you. So anyways, no, I did not. No, I did go home with him, obviously, because that's how I knew about the. Yeah. And then he's like, and I was like, nah, dude, you're lucky that I think this is hilarious. Any other chick would probably be crashing your place right now. And then I wish I could tell you if I went back out to the bar or if I went home. I was pretty fucked up. But I know I didn't stay there. I left.
Okay.
And I left with a great story.
Okay, so the question, did you sleep with him?
No.
Okay.
I did not sleep with him.
There you go, everybody.
No. I think I think I got his number, we were like friends later, and I think maybe like we went to the bar another time, but I was like, yo, dude, nah. Because I just thought what he did was, first off, skillful. Round of applause.
I just find it really funny, like what blows up and what does viral content on social media. Like I have made so many informational videos about like crypto and like games and finance and all that shit. But my best performing video is a hoe story from your hoe story.
I've been with professional fighters and, big people in crypto and all. Best one being a hoe.
Yeah, that's the best one. Like we just did a video with Kamaru Usman. And it didn't do as good as your hoe story.
Listen,
you got any more?
I was just thinking, I was like, I'm sure there's a lot more, but the issue is I don't remember half of them.
Yeah, I just find it really funny because literally, like, if you pull out our phones right now, that one's still getting like likes and comments.
Still,
yeah. So it's kind of
everyone's
so
like,
this will be good. This will be good in the edit. They'll finally get the response.
Everything. Sorry to disappoint.
Answer. Sorry, unless some are happy about it. I don't know. Some might be happy you didn't. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. If I was watched from the other side, I'd be like, please be a hoe because it would make this more interesting.
Really? Does that make the story more enticing?
Now I'm wondering if I'm just sick and twisted.
No.
Well, yes, but not. Anyways, no.
Okay, but I'm glad we got to talk about that. We have 5 minutes left because we're probably not going to be able to film. Let's just talk about 312 really quick because two people fighting from our gym are fighting for, UFC titles, Tatiana Suarez and Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
So that'll be 312. We're going to be in Australia as well for that. So, good luck to Sean and Tatiana. And then we have our coaches while we're gone. Our coaches, Juan Ronderos is fighting February 14th. Jordy Edwards is fighting February 8th. So the month of February for Extreme Couture. Jordan Christensen's fighting BKFC co-main event.
Very big.
On the 18th.
Keith is fighting Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong. So and February 7th. I don't know. But
no, it can't be because February. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have a lot of people out of Extreme Couture fighting in February. So good luck to everybody at our gym. I know we're gonna kill it, obviously, and bring back some hardware. We always do. But yeah, we have 5 minutes left. Is there anything you want to say, or you good? You want to wrap it up? The next time we do a podcast, by the way, we'll have a guest.
We'll definitely have guests.
We'll have a guest next time. We didn't talk a lot about crypto this time. An hour goes by fast when you're just two fucking people jibber jabbering.
Yeah, right.
We didn't even get to talk about. I wanted to talk about Shatterline. but we're not gonna have time. But
no, I think we'll bring in someone from crypto who's also in the gaming space, and we can talk about. What I would like to do is we were originally supposed to have someone who's involved with meme coins, and we could kind of dive into that conversation because that's a really big topic right now.
Right.
All of these meme coins hitting right now, everyone, crypto's not doing well, but at the same time, it's doing amazing.
At the same time, buy the dip.
Yeah, right? Don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch.
But yeah, so that's the topic that we want to bring up next time. And hopefully we can have a guest who can really give us some insight on it as well. And maybe I think we talked mainly about fighting this round. The next round,
it's going to be mostly fighting in crypto mostly crypto next time.
Next time would be crypto, and then I'm sure we'll have a guest to join us in for the fighting one.
Yep. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like, retweet, subscribe, all those good buttons. I just flubbed on the last part. But my name is Paisan. This is Ellie. This has been the Shit Show Podcast, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Getcha.
Bye.